had originally planned to stream my paper trades live today, and it didn't work out. But I still wanted to do a walkthrough of the trades I did take. It actually ended up being a lot of trades today, which isn't my usual style, but I just kept saying things I liked, so I kept pressing it. Probably not what I would normally recommend, but anyways, I've got us on replay here right before open, and let's go. Generally, I try not to be in any kind of position when the market opens, because that's a quick way to blow an eval or get disqualified, depending on which prop firm you're with. But I like looking for these long legs of displacement right here. So I'll mark those as I see them. Sometimes I don't notice them until much later. So New York opens, a lot of wicks right here. And then let's just pause it right now. So right now, price has dropped down into this 1 hour, what I'm calling a 1 hour order block. And what I'm looking for is it to respect the midpoint before the next candle opens. So live, I would have put in a vertical line here to be kind of my timer or countdown. That's funny, it's still going. I don't know how to stop that. So at the end of the video, I'll pop up my trades, the actual executions. But I think I got in like right here to go long, because we were so close to the end. I actually expected it to go up and out. But it did do one more retest of yesterday's 930 FVG, which is what these red areas are. Let's pause it again. Something I didn't notice until later was, let me unhide this block. Another order block on the 1 minute time frame. That's what I call them. I don't know all the ICT lingo. But I drew it out after I saw it, and I noticed that we had all these wicks respecting the midpoint. And the very first pass through was displacement, or an FVG. So that became a point of interest for me for later on. And when price got right here, because of these wicks, I was looking for either a rejection back down or some kind of close above, basically a close above the midpoint of this block, to let me know it could be safe to go long again, even if only from here to this high, or from here to this high. And you'll see on my executions, I was in and out on a few positions here because I'm trying to just stick with base hits, you know, $50, $100. You know, because if I can get 2 of those and then lock my account for the day and do that for a month, I mean, that's my car payment, and then some. So that's what the goal is. So let's keep going here. Something I was looking for after seeing this displacement through this leg was priced to come back down here, and it didn't do it right away. Sometimes when you see these crossovers on the simple moving average, I know it's voodoo, it's all voodoo. Sometimes you'll see price come down here and just tag it and then go back up, but it didn't end up happening where I would have expected it, which was right here. But it did happen later, and I got a piece of it, another small piece, and you'll see that in the executions. Didn't have the balls to ride it all the way back up to this other tiny order block. Let's see if we can zoom in here. Oh, also this white bar right here is the 9:30 opening FVG for today. I didn't do much with it today. You see here I had noticed that this leg from this high to this low started inside this block, so I was interested in it, but I don't think I took many trades in through this section. I'm trying to remember, maybe I did a couple of times, but we'll pause it again. What I was looking for because of this block, I was then looking for price to close above it, which it did right here in this leg, and I really don't like chasing these. Sometimes I get in degen mode, and I do, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it burns me, but we had the displacement past that block, which was nice, but then I didn't really get a retest off this level, which is what I wanted to see. And it kept going up, and then we kind of topped out here at what is another top of an hourly candle, and kind of the same situation here. I was looking for, let's move our hourly candle over. There we go. So price was coming up into this area right as the candle was about to end. And what that tells me is more than likely it's gonna pull back. You know, for how long, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not interested in 100 handles, like just sticking it to the man or whatever. But experience tells me that if it doesn't displace through this level on the hourly candle, everything's fractal, right? That's what they say. That if it doesn't displace through it, like this did here, but on the hourly, that most likely we're going to have some length of pullback. And so on the hourly, that was kind of confirmed here, and then you'll see in the executions I go short. And then I think if I remember right, I went short a few times, and I might have cut along here, which would have been luck, obviously, because it just continued on. So I have to pause that. This is my first stream with OBS, by the way, so hopefully I'm doing it right and you can hear me. And let's move this ahead an hour. because now we're back kind of back in the same boat where I'm waiting for price to respect this hourly block again before, yeah, which it does. It comes back down, but before it closes the candle, it's right back above it. And we got these wicks. So I'm not sure if you'll see any executions here. I think I was pretty much done by lunch. Speed this up a little bit. It's kind of a busy chart. It doesn't always look like this. We just happen to have a lot of areas I was interested in today. Look at this guy. God, that thing's huge. Yeah, and that's the end. Okay. So there was even one more chance in PM to take a long off of that order block. Man, if I had seen this, I think I was outside mowing, but if I had seen this wick at this point in the candle, which is, let's see where we are. That's 16 o'clock, so 15. I don't know, that's pretty early. I probably would have risked it. I probably would have went long here after seeing this wick. I probably would have went long here at the midpoint of this candle, maybe, or after seeing these two wicks hold right here, that would have been a really good spot too. But, I wasn't there, so let's turn the replay off. So now you can see all my executions. Delete this guy because that didn't end up working out. And I'm guessing, I think this first position I was still accidentally on 4 contracts. So I got in pretty early and probably would have, let's see. It's about right there. 35 handles on 37 handles. That probably would have blown my eval if I was trading that in an eval and didn't realize I was still on 4 contracts. And I'll show you in the actual trade history, today's trade history. But I think we made about $900 today in fake money, which is cool. Yeah, so that one would have stopped me out, but after seeing this retest right here, I probably would have went long again, and I maybe even would have sized up halfway through this FVG, this fair value gap. And man, that would have been a good one too, because it just like whoosh, and then takes off. And then after I see a candle close above the block here, then I start going long, just taking little bites. Then I see this. I think this one was just lucky here because I got in before that displacement, and I didn't catch a big piece of it because my bracket was probably for $50 or $100. But when we came back down into this other FVG, fair value gap, I got in again and went long. And then there's another long. You can see there's another long. And then it looked like it started to roll over, and I liked how this, that thing's so small. I liked how this block looked right here. And so I started going short. Actually, this was my last long right there, it looks like. And then it's a weird fill. I don't know about that. And then I was taking shorts. For the rest of these are mostly shorts because I was pretty convinced this was going to be our point of rollover for the day, like our high. And it was going to make one of those, you know, the pattern that's like a, there we go, one of these, up, higher, lower, that bad mamma jamma. But that didn't happen here. Sometimes it does happen, and it's all spread out. It's like super stretched and long and happens like this and then goes down, but today it did not. And we barely, in fact, we didn't really get that formation over here, that framework. Kind of started to look like it, and then like this was the tiniest little, you know, pullback before the drop. So it looks like I went long one more time, and then when we came back down here I went long, took some heat. That would have been only one contract. Took some heat and then got out of here. I must have said that one and walked away and forgot about it, because I usually wouldn't hang in for this much, because that's like, yeah, 14 bars in one contract. I don't know, that's pretty close. Anyways, that's it. That was this morning. That's kind of a taste of how I approach my trading. Good, bad, or indifferent. After a few years of learning from people online, all that stuff. Anyways, nothing fancy. That's all this. Have a great week. I'm going camping for the next 4 or 5 days, but next week, Tuesday afternoon or Wednesday morning, I'm going to try to stream live and see how it goes. Thanks.